Now, I think we've addressed the fact that when we have a wish, and especially if we don't tell anybody our wish, it's all too easy to just procrastinate a little bit, let it go. Nobody's kind of watching over your shoulder. No one's going to know if you don't take action towards it, except that you will. And so I really want to make sure that you are developing a muscle that you're going to stick to it. That's why we have a daring deadline. That's why we have a plan. That's why we're going to write down the list of people that are in our lives. And when we make a commitment to stick to it, especially when we've identified the wins, not just for ourselves, but for others, we start to create this muscle of confidence and action, forward momentum. But we have to stick to it. So what does that look like? For me, I have a saying where if it's not in the calendar, it's not real. And that includes putting time in my calendar to find my flow, to relax, recharge, do the things that lift me up. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But when I look at my plan, the actual things that I want to do, you have to put it in your calendar. And when you do, suddenly you move out of that place where you get overwhelmed with the amount of things that you want to do, and you actually make time. Because I have a funny relationship to time. I used to really feel like, and I would have this habitual kind of phrase that would come up in my head, which was, I don't have enough time. I just don't have enough time, especially when my kids were little. And now that I'm older, I've learned how to play with time. I've learned how to discover when I'm in my flow, which is I'm an early morning person, like real early. This morning I got up at 5:15. And when I wake up and my body feels rested and the light is still dark, I say, oh, this is my time. Now, do not try to have a conversation with me late at night. I am not a night person. So I found my flow in the morning. And that's a time when I can write down my ideas. It's a time when I can just relax with a cup of coffee, sort of take in the early morning light. It refuels me. Now, when we're looking at your plan, sticking to it means that you're putting things in the calendar, or let's say you've found that when you look at your list of people, that you find somebody who's going to be an accountability partner. And that's what I mean about figuring out what works for you. Now that you are your own crystal ball, you know how to use your intuition to guide you. What are the goals and the steps that you're going to identify as part of your plan to your wish? And then you put them in your calendar, or you have a separate task of notes that you keep of the things that need to get accomplished, whether it's in an online tool like Asana, or on just a notepad that you're writing your steps that you want to take. Assign them deadlines. Again, if you do not assign them a deadline, it'll kind of get away from you. And when it gets away from you, then the whole thing just seems to take too much. It's just too much. So we want to have those tiny moments of achievement, those goals that you can check off, have that little hit of dopamine, feel so good. You're going to acknowledge them when you write down your wins. Remember, I'm going to be sharing my wins, kind of like that Win Wednesday, where I'm going to post about that on my YouTube channel. And that way you build that muscle that's like, I'm doing it. Because I want you to know that in addition to achieving your wish, whatever that is, in 60 days, this is what I'm really teaching you, is how to do this in life, how to do this forever, how to keep making wishes, dreams, and goals, how to keep developing those muscles that are going to keep you in action, connected, overcoming those voices of doubt, building those muscles of confidence. That's what I'm all about. That's what I think the magic of wishing is, while you're achieving things and having fun at the same time. So great. So stick to it. You can do it. You can do it. And you have this class as a resource too. The energy that I'm putting forth in this class, in all my classes, is to be a support system for you, is to be that voice of encouragement, is to be the example that it's not always going to be pretty. It's not always going to be, you're not going to, not everybody's going to love what you're up to. Not everybody is going to be paving this, golden path forward for you. But you have the ability to keep taking action, cultivate what you want, have experienced some wins, couple of setbacks. How do you deal with that? Keep going forward. And as I said, because I got this big wish, September 23rd, 2023, see how I say it over and over again? Say it out loud. I will be sharing my journey in a very transparent way on my YouTube channel. And the fact that I'm making this course and I'm making a commitment to you means that I'm really going to do it. Because I just can't live with the fact that I said I was going to do something and then I don't do it. See how I'm putting myself on the hook? That's how it works. That's how you stick to it. You have to say it and be accountable to somebody. And if you can do it, sometimes we do for others what we won't do for ourselves. If I kept my wish secret, it would gnaw at me. I maybe would say, well, I don't have to do it. I don't have to do it this year. Maybe I'll do it next year. No. We don't know how much longer we have on the planet, each one of us. So we have to seize the day now. We have to stick to our dreams and our wishes and our goals. And I believe it'll inspire other people to do the same. And if we want to change the world, we have to change ourselves in the world, right? I bet you've heard that before. So stick to it. You got this. You have this class as a tool. You have this community as a resource. You have people in your world that I hope you are bringing into your wish experience, that you can inspire them, that they can help you, and you'll learn and grow. And how great is that? All right. You can stick to it. You really can. Now, if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below.